Hi, and a very good morning to you all. So my name is Wan Salihin bin Wan Ahmad Yani. So today, my friend and I want to share about subtopic under chapter 6, which is use of electrical equipment. So before that, guys, I want to say thank you for our madam because giving us a chance to present today. So in this presentation, we will explain to you about introduction of electrical equipment, type of electrical injuries, common electrical hazard, hierarchy of control, and electrical safety measure. So let we move to introduction part. So what is electrical equipment actually? Before that, we should understand the definition of electricity first. Electricity is all about flowing electromagnetic energy around a circuit so that electrical motors or heating element can be used to power the electrical equipment. Electrical equipment in general requires a lot of energy to operate, so it usually uses a very high current sometimes. Electrical equipment can be defined as any machine powered by electricity. It usually consists of an enclosure of variety electrical component and often a power switch. For the example of electrical equipment are washing machine, hair dryer, rice cooker, oven, microwave, and many more. In addition, electrical equipment also can be referred as the individual components of an electrical distribution system, such as circuit breaker, transformers, electricity meter, and many more. So, guys, that's all from me. So I will pass to my friend Shah, or we can call him Izaham, to cover next part of our presentation. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you to the previous presenter. My name is Shahrul Izaham bin Ahmad Samsuri, and now I will present about the four main types of electrical injuries. The first one is electrocution. Electrocution is the death due to electrical shock. On average, one worker is electrocuted on the job every day. The second one is electrical shock. Electrical shock received when the current passes through the body. The severity of shock depends on the path of current flowing through the body, the amount of current flowing through the body, and the length of time the body is in circuit. The third one is burns. 80% of all electrical injuries are burns resulting from arc flash and ignition of flammable clothing. Electrical burns occur when you touch the electrical wiring or equipment that is improperly used or maintained. The last one is falls. Falls is an indirect electrical injury. The workers who experience an electrical shock on elevated work surfaces such as platforms or ladders can fall, resulting in serious injury or death.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Norsara binti Boleh, and now I am going to talk about common electrical hazard. But before that, let me explain to you what is electrical hazard. So, electrical hazard can be defined as a serious hazard where it can cause electrical injuries. The first hazard is overhead power lines. Overhead power lines have high voltages which can cause major burns and electrocution. Remember, try to maintain a minimum of 10 feet from overhead power lines and nearby equipment. Second hazard is damaged tools and equipment. Exposure to damaged electrical tools and equipment can be risk of electrocution. Please do not attempt to fix or repair anything unless you are qualified to do so. Third hazard is inadequate wiring and overloaded circuits. Using wires with inappropriate size for current can cause overheating and fires in electrical equipment. Do not overload an outlet by using outlet adapters. Next, exposed electrical parts. Examples of exposed electrical parts include temporary lighting, open power distribution units, and detached insulation parts on electrical cords. These hazards can cause potential shock and burns. Secure these items with proper guarding mechanisms and always check for any exposed parts to be immediately removed. Lastly, wet conditions. Never operate electrical equipment in wet locations unless you have the proper training and personal protective equipment. Water greatly increases the risk of electrocution, especially if the equipment has damaged insulation. That is all from me. I will pass to my next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Assalamualaikum and hi. I am Putri Nur Soleha binti Muhammad Zainuddin. I will present about the hierarchy of control needed in electrical. Since our topic is electric, so I will share with you. Okay, so research indicates that fixing the workplace approach is more effective and less expensive in the long run. One reason is that human behavior can never be the same, can never be regulated and controlled. So solutions based on compliance with procedures will always lead to mishaps, right? Control of hazardous energy is much more capable of guaranteeing safety and health. Let's look at this table here. This is from OSHA's analysis of control effectiveness. So as you can see it here, there are 5 ways. There are 5 controls included, right? So from the most effective, that is elimination or substitution, move to engineering control, warnings, training and procedures, and PPE as the least effective. We have learned this on chapter 4, right? So basically, all these controls must be in track with the situation. Let me give you an example. Where a situation where you had an inadequate wiring and overhead power lines. As you can see in the picture, I know that this situation mostly happens in our home, right? Yep. So how do we control with this situation? So first, we need to eliminate the exposed wires. You know, right? The dangers of using exposed wires. It can lead to electrocution, electric shock, burns, and falls. Next, we use substitution. By substitute to proper size and type of wires. Okay, because there are a lot of varieties of wires. And last, of course, PPE, personal protective equipment. This is the least effective control, but this is the basic when handling every hazardous things, right? We always use PPE for everything hazardous thing that we will have. So I think that's all from me. Let's move to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Putri, for the fantastic explanation. Good morning and hello. I am Grace and I will share about the electrical safety measures. Firstly, electrical safety measures are important to know because they can prevent us from electrical injuries when we handle electricity. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Appropriate safety measures are taken in any place, namely science laboratories, the workplace, and our home. This is because there are plugs, adapters, extension units, electrical appliances, and high voltage equipment in those places. The safety measure for plugs, adapters, and extension units is they shall be visually inspected before use on any shift. Do not use plugs, adapters, and extension units with cracks, signs of loose parts, or signs of overheating. The plugs overheat when there is discoloration, charring, and deformation on it. Always use 3-pin plugs, which comply with the safety standard because it provides earthing, prevents people from electrocuted. The connections between electrical appliances and 3-pin plugs should be made with 3-core flexible cables of the adequate current rating. Next, keep the use of adapters and extension units to a minimum. Do not use more than one adapter or extension unit at one socket outlet as this may cause overloading. For safety measures when using electrical appliances, they should not be left switched on unattended. So, ensure to switch it off when it is not used. We should not handle electrical appliances when our hands, feet, or bodies are wet or when we are standing on a wet floor. This is because the wet conditions can make us become an easy path for electrical current. Electricity would travel the water and through us to the ground. Next, always ensure that the voltage rating of an electrical appliance matches with the voltage of the power supply before use. Otherwise, risk shortening the lifespan of the power supply will occur. Moreover, an electrical appliance that gives even the slightest shock should be repaired immediately. A faulty appliance should never be used until the fault is satisfactorily rectified. Flammable liquids should not be stored near electrical equipment because their vapors can be ignited by an electric arc. An electric arc is the form of electric discharge with the highest current density. It is hotter than a flame and would ignite the vapor from flammable liquid. When it comes to handling high voltage equipment, nobody should be allowed to work alone in the room. Any experimentation requiring the use of high voltage is safer if the floor is covered with effective insulating materials. Finally, perform as many high voltage tests as possible with power off and the equipment unplugged. This is to ensure that electrical equipment will perform its design functions safely and adequately. That's all from me. Thank you.